I'm Paul Wakemand. This is Aditi Fernandes. BlackCode is a technology recruitment firm. We operate with three pillars, one being software and data engineering, the other being architecture and leadership, and the final one being product. We operate horizontally across different industries with a focus on vendor, consultancy, and end user.
So now a bit more about your launch story. So you launched with RecruitHub. What was some of the main reasons for deciding on that partnership?
I spent a long time doing due diligence into the people that would offer associated platforms, seed funding into recruitment startups. And yeah, simply speaking, Edmund was very impressive, and it was a bit of a, in the end, it really was a no-brainer. So I then got Aditi into the mix, and yeah, and she agreed. Edmund was the only one that I selected for Aditi to speak with.
And RecruitHub worked with you at launch to develop financial forecasts and evaluate your potential funding needs. What was the impact of these sessions?
Well, it was definitely an eye-opener. I think it's just things you kind of, I mean, again, considering how much experience we have, you kind of think you know it all, but you know, it's surprising how many things kind of came up, which we were like, actually, that's great. We wouldn't have thought of that, or that makes so much sense. It was just kind of a real good kind of like eye-opener, and as Paul said, it was a kind of a no-brainer after that, because the way it was all set out and laid out and explained, it was clearly a lot of experience and knowledge there, which, you know, I mean, we're great recruiters, but we're not kind of, you know, we're not economists, or we don't have kind of that financial knowledge. So it was great to see that there was that backing there and someone to support from that side, because, you know, essentially you need that to run a successful business. So yeah, I think that was brilliant in terms of the forecast, and the fact it's constantly kept updated if we ever want to update anything, because there's been certain changes, you know, then yeah, it's not kind of like that's it and it's done once. It's kind of constantly, like, you know, it's constantly in progression, basically, which is great help. Yeah.
And how do you think launching on the platform impacted your ability as founders to focus just on sales and engaging with clients and candidates?
Yeah, well, it was I guess that goes into sort of like the due diligence that I was doing. I'm very aware of like what my strengths and what my weaknesses are, and Aditi also. So it was I had a very clear understanding of what RecruitHub were about, what they were offering, and it made our lives easy to sort of like to crack on and do what we needed to do, which is focus on revenue to get us up and running, really.
Yeah. And how does the technology stack you're working with compare to previous business environments of your experience in recruitment before?
Yes, it's the best.
Yeah,
it's
brilliant.
The best platform.
I
mean, that was one of the well, it's quite a few different things that what I liked about RecruitHub's offering, but it was that they had somebody that would continuously look at like products and position it in sort of like the best in the market that they want to be associated with and that we would benefit from. So yeah, great.
Yeah. And how do you feel the partnership with RecruitHub has evolved as the needs of your business have changed?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, again, with the kind of the tech stack, for example, I mean, Ed was constantly, I don't know where he finds the time to keep on top of all this, but he's constantly asking for feedback, whilst also, as Paul said, researching into new products. So it's not even just they go out there, it's literally constantly asking, what do you think? What could be better? What couldn't? So the relation, they're actually including us as part of their research, which is great. But then also, as we're starting to grow now in recruiting as well, teams of our own, there's that support. So the support never stops. It's as we progress and kind of reach the next levels, RecruitHub are kind of mirroring our needs as we go along. So whether that's from giving us frameworks that we could potentially follow, or templates we can use, or whether it's kind of like different ideas of how we can do things because things aren't working, it's it's just kind of like, it's not just right, they're there at the beginning and that's it. It's just, as I said, they're kind of coming along with us on the journey and supporting as we've gone along. So they've been great.
Amazing. And one final question, what aspect of the support do you most value?
I don't know what Aditi's answer is going to be, but mine's definitely the financial support of understanding where we are so that we can forecast properly and really understand where we are as a business. That's for me, that's fundamental.
I think it's also I've never been a fan of having too many different contacts, like whether it's outside of work or in work. So I love the fact with the guys, like I could just pick up the phone to Edmund or drop him a message, or to whether it's like someone in design like Milan, or whether it's kind of someone like Valeria, like we know kind of all the contacts, so they're very happy to just pick up the phone or just reply back to an email. So it's just nice having that kind of one-to-one relationship. So I'm a big fan of that.
Amazing. Well, it's been amazing speaking to you both, and hopefully speak to you soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.